O Great Spirit, saints and sages of all times, of all places, O ye powers that be, Namaste. Sweep clear our path. Most beloved ancestors of all of the lineages to whom we attune, of our bloodlines and all of our adopted lineages, Namaste. We call upon Thee to send forth Thy blessings, that we may learn from Your wisdom, that we may be blessed by Your goodness. O ye powers that be of the air, the earth, the fire, the water, the ether, Namaste. We call upon Thee to pour forth Thy blessings of wisdom upon us. Most beloved and precious Ishtadevata, in all of Thy names and all of Thy forms, Namaste. We call upon Thee to pour forth Thy blessings upon us, that we might grow in ever greater intimacy with Thee, that we might become one with Thee, that we might succor unto Thee and become a greater blessing unto all sentient beings. Om Shri Babaji Namaha. Om Shri Lahiri Mahasayaji Namaha. Om Shri Yukteswarji Namaha. Om Shri Brahmansi Yoganandaji Namaha. Om Shri Sheliji Namaha. Om Shri Kriyanandaji Namaha. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. Aham Brahmasmi. Namaste. Namaste. Namaskar. Welcome to my heart. Welcome to our Sunday Sangha. There once was a young boy. He woke up one morning after a long dream, quite confused. And he went to Grandpapa and said, I dreamt last night of 2 wolves. One was very, very friendly and let me come and pet him. The other snarled at me and growled at me and bared his teeth at me and was ready to attack me. Grandpapa, I'm afraid. Which wolf is going to win? No worries, my dear. The wolf that you feed is the wolf that will win. Be not afraid. Be not afraid of the snarling and the growling, but feed the wolf that has befriended you. The dog is the totem for the human. The dog is considered to be one of the few animals that has domesticated itself to come, the dog coming from the wolf, to come and live in the home of the humans. What will you feed? What will you care for? What will you become one with? It's a question. There once was a guru, had an ashram, many gardens in the ashram. And, gardens need to be tended, so he'd say to the disciples now, this week you have to rake the leaves. Then you have to till the soil. And then it has to rest. Then you have to rake it again, till it again. And when the time is right, you will weed, pull out the old, and then prepare the soil, fertilize, put new soil on, and then you will seed. Well, he had an Aries disciple, and the disciple decided, all this waiting is just ridiculous. All this preparation, all this waiting, the seeds are right over there. I think we can do something here. I can save a lot of work. He's just an old man. He's just going on and on and on. So I think that what I'm going to do is save myself some time. The rest of them, they can do what they want. But with my plot, I think that maybe what I'll do is, I'll turn it over because he can see if I haven't done that. But then, if I put the seeds down now, I can go sit and read. And, when the rest of them are out here sweating and working, I can just be off having a grand old time. I can go down to the stream or the river, take a bath, go for a walk. I don't have to come back here twice and do all this. And so he does. He takes his bags of seeds, and after he's tilled the garden in the fall, he plants the seeds. Nobody told him the secret of timing. Or he didn't listen when he was told the secret of timing. Plants the seeds, takes his whole bag, plants them. Oh, he is so happy. He has it figured out. He's going to take a good long rest come the winter and the spring. Winter comes and nothing happens, of course. And it warms up. You know how it does sometimes. It warms up and you think spring is here. And all of a sudden, about March or so, little plants start coming out of his garden. He is just thrilled. He figures he's got it. He's got it. He's got it. They are going to be so impressed with him. And, he's going to get all kinds of praise. And then the frost comes. the winter frost comes, the last of the winter frost comes, all of his newly sprouted little plants die. Now, the guru knew what was going on. The guru saw him plant the seeds, and the guru saw the seeds come up, the flowering come up early, and of course then saw them all freeze and die. Spring comes, and he doesn't have any seeds to plant. No matter how much he waters his garden, nothing comes up. No seeds, nothing comes up. And he can't hide it. June comes and everybody else's plants are starting to perk up and come up out of the ground. But nothing. His is dead. So he goes and kind of does a little confession to his guru and says, well, I was doing an experiment and I thought that I would try to see if I could circumvent all this stuff that you have us do and find a more efficient way to do it, a much more efficient way. Oh, really? Yeah. How'd that work? How did that work? Well, you can see it would have worked if only there wasn't a frost. My plants would have come up if only there wasn't a frost. But there was a frost. You did not plant at the right time. What happened to my seeds? The young man said, what happened to my seeds? Well, you froze them, and thus they were not able to blossom. You froze them. Go in the barn. Bring me a handful of seeds. Comes back, brings me a handful of seeds. Says, now I want you to start a fire. Starts a fire. I want you to get a rock. Put it in the fire. Puts the rock in the fire. And it heats up. Really heats up. Now carefully take that rock out of the fire. Use the tongs. Takes the rocks out of the fire. And the guru says, now divide these seeds in half. Divides them in half. Now put half of them on the stone. And then put half of them in pots. Right? Half of them in pots. And nourish them. Put the other half that you put on the stone. When you're finished, put those in pots. Now the ones on the stone heated up. He put those in pots that were specially marked, and nothing happened. Nothing happened. They lost their capacity to grow. The first set he had frozen, and they lost their capacity. The second set he had burned, he had heated them up, and they lost their capacity. And the third set grew. Some wild, some big, some small. Now, what does that tell us? It's a great mystical truth. Everything must be planted at the right time. We must begin things at the right time. You are Aham Brahmasmi. You are the creative principle. You, me for me, you for you. I don't create for you, I create for me. You create for you. We in our creations create for the world. But we have a problem. Sometimes our creations are not harmonious. We do not create in a way that is accepting and harmonious of the others. And then there's a second problem, and that problem is sometimes we plant at the wrong time and we freeze. Saturn is the great freezer. You know, Saturn is a great freezer. You freeze something and it can't grow. most of the time, it doesn't grow. Now, you may be able to unfreeze it, and there may be a little bit of life left in it if it's unfrozen at the right time. But it's not certain that it will blossom into what you had intended it to. And on the other hand, we have the great miracle of the fire that neutralizes the seed. The spiritual fire of tapas. You have karma that you have created, and maybe that's not karma that you would like to see fulfilled. So what do? You neutralize it with your spiritual practices, your energy, your mantra, your pranayama, your kriyas, your affirmations, your good deeds, your study, your attunement to wisdom, your attunement to your Ishtadevata, to the divine. All of these things can neutralize karma. So you have a piece of karma, difficult karma with one person, let's say, and you realize, the problem is not really with that person. What are they a symbol of to me? Are they a symbol of my need for acceptance? Are they a symbol of my need for approval? Are they a symbol of my need to be right? What are they a symbol of? What can I do? What action can I take to neutralize that piece of karma, to heat it up? Heat it up through mantra. You heat it up through pranayama, through breathing practices. You're seeking to find a way to heat, and heat neutralizes. The spiritual heat will neutralize the karma. Now, I said in the beginning that the spiritual freezing will neutralize the karma. But, they're discovering today that there are forms of life that have been found in the tundra that have been frozen for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. They unfreeze them, they put them in the right condition, and they blossom. Isn't that interesting? So what do you want to do? You don't want to freeze a piece of karma, for at another time the conditions will be right for it to grow. That is, unless that piece of karma is something that is really expansive for you, something that is really, really beneficial to you. Or, here's the key to karma, or. There's always an or in mystical truth. If you freeze it, you may be able to deal with it differently at another time. You may have more skills, you may be better able to deal with it at a different time. Very, very, very important truth. Both require mona, silence. Give yourself 15 to 30 minutes of silence every day. Just quiet. No music. No talking. Definitely no electronics. No reading. But simply silence. And in that silence, reflect. Reflect, reflect, reflect. Contemplate. What's causing you joy? What's bringing joy to your life? What things are you doing that are bringing joy? And how do you increase that? What do you do to increase it? walking in the woods bring you joy? How often do you do that? Does looking at the trees bring you joy? How much are you paying attention to the trees? The trees, the flowers, the birds, the nature. How much are you paying attention to that? What brings you joy? And what draws the joy away? Allows the joy to seep out of your life, to seep out momentarily out of your consciousness, to be replaced by worry, concern, anger, jealousy, sadness, whatever the adjective is to describe the state of consciousness. It's constrictive, right? It's not expansive, it's not joyful. But we must see, oh, I see. Every time I speak to this person, my heart constricts. Every time I read this, I feel sad. Every time I talk about this topic or hear about this topic, there's sadness, there's anger. So guess what? You hear it and see it in the quiet, and then you stop it. You replace it with something else. Stop it. Replace it with something else. Something that is more beneficial to you. Pick up a sacred text and read it. You're not feeling good? Have a book by your desk. Have a book in your wallet, in your pocket, in your backpack. A small book that you can go to. Be inspired for a moment. You know, they make these wonderful little small, about this big, little tiny copies of many of the ancient texts. Miniature, I think Pranananda has a miniature Bhagavad Gita. It's shaped like this. You can put them in a backpack, put them in a pocket, put them in a purse. The Tao Te Ching is made like that. Zen Flesh with Zen Bones is made like that. There are many sacred texts that are small that you can carry with you. Your mind is not feeling good. You're not feeling uplifted. Okay. Here's something I can do. Chant. But I think, really, the first step in finding your freedom and really being free in your life, finding happiness, the first step is the recognition of Aham Brahmasmi. I am creating my life experiences. Me. C'est moi. C'est vous. Pour vous. C'est moi. Pour moi. Thus, each of us must do what we need to do to create something that is more meaningful for us, more joyful for us. Now, I will say to you very, very honestly, when I first was reminded of this decades ago, it was a spiritual conundrum for me. I looked around the earth and I thought, well, what is to be gained? Look at all these experiences that these people are creating. They don't look very good to me. They don't look very, most of them looked like they were filled with anguish and pain. Well, there's a great mystical principle. If you don't learn with joy and love and happiness, you learn through anguish and pain. And on the spiritual path, you don't want to do that. Don't do that. No, don't do that. And if you find yourself in a position where you have done that, where you have stepped in the hole again, pick yourself up and say, next time I'm going to see more clearly. we walk in the Arboretum, Morton Arboretum, a lot. And we have paths that we go on. And there's a path that years ago we used to go on. We don't go there anymore after this, but and every day we'd walk by this, and every day I'd see this hole in the path, a little dent in the path. Try to walk around it. And one day I was just lollygagging around, and I stumbled in the path, in the hole. Hurt a little bit, not too bad. Next day we go back. I stumble again in the hole. And we turn around at the end of the path and we come back, and I fell in the same hole. Turned the ankle, sprained the ankle, some such thing. Wrapped it up. Not too smart. A couple days later, go out on the path, same path. I've got my walking sticks this time. Go by that same path, go by that same hole, and doggone it if I didn't step in it again. Now, you know, my guru said, you could have taken another path, Swamiji. Why didn't you take another path? There's all these paths that you go. Why didn't you go another way? It wasn't the most beautiful path in the Arboretum. You know, my beloved walking partner, my husband, was not saying, let's go this way. I was saying, let's go this way, let's go this way, let's go this way. Now, life is like this. We stumble just a little bit. And instead of correcting it or saying, what do I need to do now? Where do I need to go now? Too often we say, let me keep going. Again and again and again and again. Even when we fall and stumble and hurt ourselves and fall on our knees, we get up and we pick up and we go back the same way. Instead of saying, I wonder if there's another route. Is there another way to do this? How have other people done this? What can be done? This is the great secret. Karmically, you learn. It is one of the great secrets. We learn in several ways. From direct primary experience, and as we let go of our judgmentalness, as you let go of your judgmentalness, as you cultivate compassion, you learn from observing others. Not criticizing them, but saying, what can I learn from what they're doing? What can I see from what they're doing? How is that for them? You know, they did this, X, Y, Z. Are they happy? Is it working well? I wonder what would happen if I did that. There's always a problem when you only have one choice, or when you think you only have one choice. Having two choices is either or. This is not as difficult as only one choice, but it still blocks you in. You need a third choice. All right? You need to be able to have the trine. Either or, cancel. Either or, maybe. You know, cancel allows you to go back. And so the time of silence, the time of reflection, allows you to go back. Remember the jewels above the head of God. Nonviolence, compassion, wisdom, or better, wisdom, seeking out wisdom, from which flows compassion, from which flows nonviolence, or which is first? is compassion first, and from compassion flows wisdom, and from wisdom flows nonviolence. You have to ask yourself, for you, which is the wisest of these. I would say that the easiest to cultivate, you begin by cultivating nonviolence, by beginning to cultivate non-judgmentalness. It doesn't mean you don't have opinions, because you will. It doesn't mean you don't have preferences, because you will. It doesn't mean that you don't have the way you'd like to have things done, because you will. It means that you say, maybe I should not be so attached to my preferences, to my biases, to the way I would like things done. Let me just put that aside for this moment. You put your preferences aside. It doesn't mean you have to give them up forever. It just means you're saying, I'm not going to be attached to them. It doesn't mean that you're saying, oh, I can't have any preferences. Oh, how am I going to get rid of that? If I get rid of all that, what am I going to be? Who am I going to be? Neti, 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 neti. Let go of that. Well, I think I can do that for just this moment. Let go of it. And then I let go of my preferences. I let go of my judgmentalness. Holding that consciousness above your head and just simply repeating, isn't that interesting? A thought rises in your mind, isn't that interesting? Did you ever go into a room and you see other people there? I'm sure you have, right? But watch your mind. Watch your mind when you do that. What's the first thing that happens? Do you look around the room and say, I wonder why that person wore that shirt with that pants? Do you find your mind judging other people? Let go of it. Say to the mind, okay, neti, neti, neti. Quiet yourself. Just quiet yourself. Tell the mind, just be quiet. Let's try to walk into the room without making any commentary. Let go of your judgmentalness and your mind will become far, far more peaceful and filled with santosha. And will not be violent to others or to yourself. And it doesn't mean that it's not going to come up again. It means for this time, this moment, this nanosecond, the mind is non-violent. Oh. Now, what is the wisest way to act? How do you find this? How do you see the wisest way to act? Well, my beloved, you're not alone. You are not alone here. You're not alone on this planet Earth, this beautiful planet that we've incarnated. How do we discern how to act? We look at the others from inside. We have our awareness focused inside and we see who's peaceful, who has attained that which I am seeking. How did they do it? What looks like wise action? What is truthful action? What is truth? How do they live that truth. And then one begins to find that compassion flows. Compassion flows from wisdom. You begin to see, they're doing the best they can. They are doing the best they can. And thus I know I am doing the best I can. But how can I do it better? How can I live more wisely, more fully, more joyfully? And ask yourself, and then do little things, the littlest, tiniest action will make all the difference in the world to your life. The tiniest action. Waking up to a mantra, falling asleep to a mantra, chanting a mantra during the day, saying a blessing prayer when you wake up, saying a blessing prayer in the middle of the day, a blessing prayer when you go to sleep. It doesn't take a lot of time, but it will make a huge difference in your life, in your happiness, in your contentment, in the wisdom that flows to you. And as you let go of your judgmentalness and your preferences, your biases, you will find ever deeper, 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 deeper contentment and acceptance of others. Now, acceptance of others does not mean necessarily that you approve of what they're doing. You know, people around you are violent. It doesn't mean that you approve of it. But it means you accept them. They're doing the best they can. Just accept them. And thus you will come to accept yourself. And accepting another, accepting yourself, does not mean putting yourself at risk. It does not mean putting yourself at harm, in harm's way. But it means saying, you know, as they're doing the best they can, I am also. And how can I be of help? By becoming more joy-filled, happier, and more balanced. And in your quietude, remember Aham Brahmasmi. Feel the consolation in that, the strength in that, the blessing of that, of the laws of karma. The blessing of recognizing God didn't do it to you. Your mom didn't do it to you. In fact, you chose your mom, you chose your dad, you chose those life circumstances. Maybe it wasn't the wisest choice, but you chose them. So what have you learned? How do you make it better? How do you make it wiser? You know, so often people will say, well, you know, my father did this, my mother did this, you know, oh goodness gracious, you know, bless them that they helped you to incarnate here. Bless them again and again and again. The blessing of Aham Brahmasmi is you have a choice. You're not the victim. You have a choice. You can say, well, got myself in a mess here. Now, how do I get the help to get out of here? What do I do to get the help to get out of this mess? The first thing is you turn up to your Ishtadevata, your chosen form of the divine, and say, help me, help me, help me, help me. Call upon the divine ones. And then if you need to pick up the phone and call upon those on the earth plane, you call upon them. And you say, please, can you help me? And you will be amazed at the way the path will open, and you will be helped. It will be a remarkable blessing for you. But that knowing, Aham Brahmasmi, knowing, not listening to me. Oh, she said Aham Brahmasmi. Yeah. No. Not listening to me. Not listening to my Swami Kriyananda, not listening to anybody else, but knowing as a primary experience that you are Aham Brahmasmi allows you to change your life. You change your thoughts, you change your speech, you change your actions. Your life changes in time. Sometimes that in time is instantaneous. More often than not, it takes time. We're here in the Saturn realm. It takes a little time. Be patient. But you can and will. You can and will improve your life. You deserve to be happy. And as Shelley would say, if you don't feel you deserve it, who cares? Maybe you don't. Take it anyway. It flows into your life. Take it anyway. Accept it. Don't push that happiness away. Accept it, accept it, accept it. Now with that, let us meditate together. Let us go in and turn inward and meditate together. And find the joy in meditation, the healing in meditation, the life energy flowing forth, coming to us in meditation. Remember, freezing something out of your life just simply puts it on ice. Maybe if it defrosts at a later time, you'll be more skilled and better able to handle it. But neutralizing it through your spiritual tapas, why? You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about whether you're going to be able to handle it when it comes back, because you have neutralized it. So the seed will not sprout. Much wiser, I am thinking. Sitting with your spine erect, placing your hands in the Om Mudra, the index finger and the thumb brought together, the hands upon the thighs. Turning your head to the left, exhaling twice. Bring the head back to the center. And now gently use the sipping breath to draw the energy from the limbs to the trunk. Draw the energy from the trunk to the spinal column. And now from the base of the spine to the sun center. Move that energy as a golden ball of light out in front of you. Expand it. Sweeping to the left. Encase your body in golden light. And do this 2 more times. Expand that golden light. And now begin to ascend. Ascend to the high place. Above the room you're in. Above the building. Above the continent. Ascend. finding yourself in the high place of meditation. You see in front of you a path leading up a mountain. Enter into the path. Ascend through a forest. See the sunlight dappling. Ascend. The path opens in front of you to a meadow, a mountain meadow. Ascend through the meadow. The path enters the high forest, the pine trees. You're ascending further. Smelling the pines. You come to a clearing. A shrine awaits you, radiant with light. It is here just for you. Enter into the shrine. Breathe in the light. Walking to the back of the shrine, there is a pool of light. Enter the pool. Feel all of your clothing dissolve away as you walk through the pool to the waterfall of light. Standing beneath the waterfall of light. The light pours down upon your crown center, pouring over your being, through every cell of your being, washing away the karma. Feel your being filled with the light. Walk forth from the waterfall of light. Clothed anew, walking through the pool of light. Feel yourself radiant, walking just above the light. Levitating as you walk through the shrine. As you leave the shrine, you find your beloved Ishtadevata waiting for you. Your chosen form of the divine is there. Together, you go to the high place of meditation. The grove of the meditators. As we enter this place, together we bring our minds, our yoga city, to send forth blessings. Using the Om Shanti mantra, focus your attention at your sun center. Call upon your Ishtadevata to join, to bless us as we send forth these blessings. Most beloved Lord of life, most beloved Ishta, O infinite Lord of stillness, Thou knowest better than we that which is needed. O ye powers that be, we call upon Thee to join in this moment as we send forth our blessings, that the light may go where it is needed, as it is needed. Focusing your attention at the sun center, send forth the blessings to Mother Gaia herself, that the earth be blessed in all of the ways that need be done. Om Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Om Shanti, 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 Om Shanti. Shanti, Shanti. For all of those upon the earth who are living with illness of the body, of the mind, may they have that which they need to heal. For all of those living with hardened hearts, may their hearts be softened. Om Shanti. Shanti, 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 Shanti. For all of those living with food insecurity and home and housing insecurity and water insecurity. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. O ye powers that be, pour forth thy blessings upon all of the helpers, all of those who are working to support life, to try to soften the karmas upon the earth. Bless them, bless them, bless them, that they might have that which they need most. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. For all of those souls who are leaving the earth, may their path be eased, may their way be cleared, may they remember and know their goodness. May they remember their good deeds. May they see their goodness. May their journey be harmonious. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. For all of those who are helping the souls leaving the earth, may they have strength and courage and wisdom and all that they need. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. For all of those souls entering the earth at this time, may their path be cleared. May their new incarnation be blessed. May they grow in wisdom with ease and harmony. May they find santosha, deep abiding contentment and joy. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. O ye powers that be, pour forth thy blessings upon this Sangha, upon each soul who is here today. Bless us, bless us, bless us, bless them, bless them, bless them. May all who are here be blessed. May the needs be filled most harmoniously as they are needed. May the golden dewdrops of Anandic bliss pour forth upon you at this moment. May you feel them saturate every cell of your being. Ananda, 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 Ananda. Namaste. Namaste. Namaskar. Thank you for the blessings of your presence, for the blessing of your meditative energies, for joining today. Your presence makes a difference. Your blessings make a difference. Namaste. Be joy-filled.